From the year 1949 to 1990, West Germany became one of the most influential weapons manufacturers in the world. Rising from the ruins of World War II with arms production banned and factories dismantled, engineers like those at Heckler Koch rebuilt from nothing, and within a decade were arming NATO. The Walther P4 was a compact variant of the P1, developed in the 1970s specifically for West German police. Its most recognizable feature is the shortened barrel, noticeably stubbier than the full-size P1, making it far easier to carry concealed. A small decocking lever on the left side of the slide allowed officers to safely lower the hammer on a loaded chamber without firing. The Walther P5 was developed in the late 1970s to meet a West German police requirement for a modern, safe service pistol, driven in part by the Munich Olympics massacre of 1972. Chambered in 9mm, its defining feature is the fully enclosed slide, giving it a cleaner, more streamlined profile than its predecessors. The decocking mechanism on the left side of the frame became a hallmark of the design. The Heckler Koch P9 was West Germany's first entirely new post-war pistol, introduced in 1969 and chambered in 9mm. It carried over the roller-delayed blowback system from the G3 rifle, an unusual choice for a handgun, clearly visible in the distinctive twin-roller mechanism in the breech. The cocking lever on the left side of the frame, rather than a traditional hammer, gave it a uniquely clean profile. The VP70 was the world's first polymer-framed pistol, introduced by HK in 1970, a full decade before the Glock 17. Chambered in 9mm with an 18-round magazine, its entire frame below the slide is made of black polymer, which was revolutionary at the time. The military version could be fitted with a shoulder stock, which, when attached, enabled 3-round burst fire via a selector built into the stock itself. The HK-P7 was developed after the Munich Olympics to meet a West German police requirement for an ultra-safe pistol. Its most distinctive feature is the cocking lever on the front of the grip. Squeezing it cocks the weapon, releasing it decocks it instantly. This squeeze cocking mechanism, visible as a lever integrated into the front grip strap, made accidental discharge virtually impossible. The Walther MPL and MPK were West Germany's first domestically developed post-war submachine guns, introduced in 1963 and chambered in 9mm. The most visible difference between the two is barrel length. The MPL has a longer barrel, while the MPK is a compact version. Both feature a distinctive side-folding stock that collapses flat along the receiver and a vertical foregrip below the barrel. The MP5 is arguably the most famous submachine gun ever built, introduced by HK in 1966 and chambered in 9mm. What sets it apart from almost every other SMG of its era is its use of the roller-delayed blowback system, the same mechanism as the G3 rifle, giving it exceptional accuracy and a distinctively smooth action. The curved 30-round magazine and the slim, rifle-like receiver became one of the most recognizable silhouettes in firearms history. The MP5K was the ultra-compact variant of the MP5, introduced in 1976 for close protection and undercover use. Its defining feature is the dramatically shortened barrel, barely protruding from the front of the receiver, and the vertical foregrip below the muzzle, which replaces the standard handguard. At just 32 centimeters long, it was small enough to be drawn from a briefcase. The MP5SD was the integrally suppressed variant of the MP5, developed in the 1970s. Rather than attaching a suppressor to the muzzle, the SD's suppressor is built directly into the barrel housing, making the weapon wider and longer in the forend but with no protruding can at the end. Small ports drilled into the barrel bleed gas before the bullet exits, automatically reducing its velocity below the speed of sound. The G3 was West Germany's primary service rifle from 1959 onward, chambered in 7.62 NATO. Built around a roller-delayed blowback system, its most visible features are the distinctive H-shaped charging handle on top of the receiver and the ribbed green or black polymer furniture. It formed the basis for an entire family of HK weapons, including the MP5 and HK-21. The G3 SG-1 was a precision sniper variant of the G3, introduced in 1972 following the Munich Olympics. Built on specially selected G3 receivers, its defining features are the wide tropical handguard with a built-in bipod, the adjustable cheekpiece stock, and a scope mount rail along the top of the receiver. It retained the G3's full automatic capability, unlike most dedicated sniper rifles. The HK-33 was a scaled-down version of the G3 chambered in 5.56 NATO, introduced in 1968. Externally, it is almost identical to the G3. Same polymer furniture, same H-shaped charging handle, same overall silhouette, but noticeably smaller and lighter. It served as the template for the HK-53, and later the G-41, and was widely exported throughout the Cold War. The HK-53 was a compact carbine variant of the HK-33, chambered in .556 but shortened to near SMG dimensions. Its most striking feature is the very short barrel, combined with a large, birdcage-style flash suppressor at the muzzle, necessary to manage the significant muzzle blast from firing a rifle cartridge through such a short barrel. It was used by special forces and close protection units worldwide. The G41 was HK's attempt in the 1980s to modernize the HK-33 for NATO standardization, chambered in .556 NATO. Its most visible upgrade over the HK-33 is the addition of a STANAG magazine well, allowing it to use the same magazines as the M16, a key NATO compatibility requirement. It also featured a bolt hold open device, a dust cover over the ejection port, and a tritium-lit front sight post. The G11 was one of the most radical firearms ever developed, a caseless ammunition assault rifle that HK worked on for over 2 decades, with prototypes completed in 1990. Instead of brass cartridges, the ammunition is a solid block of propellant with the bullet embedded in it, eliminating the need to eject a case after firing. The rectangular receiver gives it a completely box-like profile unlike any conventional rifle, with the magazine loading horizontally above the barrel. The MG3 is a modernized post-war version of the legendary World War II-era MG42, developed by Rheinmetall and adopted by the Bundeswehr in the late 1950s. Chambered in .762 NATO, it retained the MG42's iconic perforated barrel shroud and the same rapid barrel change system. A hinged latch on the right side of the receiver allows a hot barrel to be swapped in seconds. Its rate of fire of up to 1,300 rounds per minute gave it the same terrifying sound as its World War II predecessor. The HK-21 was a belt-fed general-purpose machine gun developed by HK in 1961, built on the same roller-delayed blowback system as the G3. One of its most distinctive features is its modularity. By swapping the barrel and feed mechanism, it could be converted between belt-fed and magazine-fed operation. The belt feed port is clearly visible on the left side of the receiver, with the belt entering from the left and empty links ejecting from the bottom. The HK-69A1 was a standalone 40mm grenade launcher developed by HK in 1979 and adopted by the Bundeswehr in the 1980s. Unlike the M79, which it resembles from a distance, the HK-69A1 features a distinctive folding stock and a rifled barrel with a smooth external surface. It breaks open at the breech like a shotgun. A hinge at the front of the receiver allows the barrel to pivot downward for loading. The Mauser SP-66 was one of the first purpose-built precision rifles designed specifically for counter-terror police use, developed in the early 1970s. Chambered in .762 NATO, its most distinctive feature is the thumbhole stock, a single piece of wood or synthetic material with a hole cut through it for the trigger hand, giving it a very different profile from conventional rifle stocks. A heavy bull barrel and no iron sights reinforced its role as a pure precision platform. The PSG-1 is widely regarded as one of the most accurate semi-automatic sniper rifles ever built, introduced by HK in 1985. Its most recognizable features are the wide adjustable stock, with a distinctive pistol grip set far back from the trigger, and the long free-floating barrel that makes no contact with the stock, preventing any pressure from affecting the barrel's natural harmonics. The fully adjustable trigger and stock were unprecedented for a military sniper rifle of the era. The MSG-90 was a lighter, more military-oriented sibling of the PSG-1, introduced in 1987 and chambered in .762 NATO. While the PSG-1 was built for police precision work, the MSG-90 was hardened for field use. The stock is less adjustable, and the overall construction more robust. Its most identifiable feature compared to the PSG-1 is the slimmer profile and a more traditional-looking adjustable stock, without the extreme ergonomic shaping of its sibling. The Walther WA-2000 is one of the rarest and most exotic sniper rifles ever produced, manufactured between 1982 and 1988, with only 176 units built. Chambered in .300 Winchester Magnum, its bullpup configuration places the action behind the trigger, keeping the overall length short while maintaining a long barrel. The fluted barrel is clamped at both ends but free-floating in between, and the entire weapon sits on a wide, flat chassis that doubles as a built-in bipod platform.